Good morning and good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about how to write ratios and proportions. And first, we need to understand what is a ratio. A ratio is just a comparison between two things, and we can write them in three different ways. The first way is with the semicolon. The second way is just writing the two, T-O, and the third way is writing a fraction. All of them are correct ways to write a ratio. So we're going to do two examples. We have triangles, hearts, and squares, and we are going to write a ratio of triangles to squares. So first we're going to count the number of triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to count the number of squares. 1, 2, 3. So it's 10 to 3 from triangles to squares, and we can write them in three different ways. Then the next ratio that we're going to write is hearts to triangles. Count up the hearts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the triangles was 10. And we could write them three different ways. That is how you write a ratio, is a comparison between two things. As you can tell, there is no equal sign. Now let's go down here. What is a proportion? A proportion is when two ratios and that they are equal. So 1/2 is equal to 4/8. If you think about it, if I reduce 4/8, it would reduce to 1/2. So a proportion is when two ratios are equal, and a ratio is just a comparison of two things. Now let's start some examples. I want to find the ratio of home games to away games. So home games is 14 to away games is 10, and I can write those three different ways. 14 to 10, 14 semicolon 10, or 14 as a fraction over 10. Number 2, we're going to find the ratio of home games, which is 14, to all games. So how would I do all games? What would I do? I'm hoping you're thinking add home plus away, which would equal 24 total games. So again, we would write them three different ways. 14 home games to 24 total games, 14 semicolon 24, and 14 over 24. This would be your first part of your homework assignment, is writing ratios. Now let's start solving proportions using cross product method. Cross product is when I take the cross and product means multiply. So first, I would go 6 times W, which would be 6W. Then I would do the other cross product. 11 times 30 is 330. Then I would solve this. What would I do on both sides to solve for W? You're correct. I'm hoping that you're thinking divide by 6. And W would equal 55. That would be your answer. W equals 55. Now let's do it again. Cross product. I usually like to see where the variable is at and do that one first. So 7 times W is 7W, and 35 times 4 is 140. Then again, how do you solve this one-step equation? You divide by 7 on both sides. W will equal 20. So you go 7 times W, which would be 7W. Please write it as 7W and not W7. And then 35 times 4 is 140. All right, now let's do this one. First, 2 times W. Second, 9 times 12. Do you have to show your work, class? I'm hoping you're thinking, yes, Mrs. Hosworth, yes, we have to show our work. So please do so. I know these are pretty easy, by multiplying and then dividing, but please show your work so you know what you're doing. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we will be doing cross product and distribute, so it's going to get a little bit more difficult. So 2 times W is 2W, 9 times 12 is 108, divide by 2 on both sides, W equals 54. Now, this one, for your start of your problem would be this. 5 is to 12 as X is to 48. And you're just going to write the proportion. So 5 is to 12, so 5 over 12, as, which would be your equal sign, X is to 48, X over 48. Then this just looks like something that we just got done doing. So how do you solve for the variable? You're going to cross product, so 12 times X equals 48 times 5. So 12 times X is 12X. 5 times 48 is 240. So do the cross product. And the third one was solve for the variable. So you're going to divide by 12 on both sides. X equals 20. So write the proportion, do the cross products, and solve for the variable. And that is all we're doing today. So when you're finished, please come up to Mrs. Hosworth, show her that you took notes, and you will get the worksheet 3-5 and you will do 1 through 18. When you are complete with your homework, come check with me. Come check with me to make sure that you understand. All right, good luck.